Hello, and welcome to the It Can Happen to Anyone podcast. Yeah, I'm really excited to be recording this episode with someone that I met through some mental health work that I've done with various organisations. She's really awesome, and yeah, I've taken a break from doing the It Can Happen to Anyone podcast for a while, but I decided to get back into it, and yeah, really excited to record this one. So without further ado, I'd like it if you could introduce yourself, your name, and your favourite animal.
Thank you, Nikki, and for a lovely introduction. I'm Hannah Brunskill, and my favourite animal has to be dogs. So I love all animals, but yeah, dogs have just got a special place for me.
Awesome. I love dogs. I really want a Jack Cross one day. I love
I hope
dogs.
you get one.
Thank you. So, yeah, I guess to kind of get into things and to introduce kind of a bit about who you are and stuff, I'd love it if you're comfortable to share a bit about your personal or professional journey.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'll try not go off on too much of a tangent. But yeah, so I randomly kind of fell into mental health, mainly youth work at first, and actually did a youth work course at uni, but I landed my first mental health job quite young. So I think I was about 18, straight out of uni. I was passionate. I was really happy actually to be working in that, which I never thought I would be. I always wanted to go into design or something other than mental health anyway. But yeah, my background really is working in a real small charity in Yorkshire. Probably the first year within the job working in mental health, I had a bit of a breakdown. And the only way I can describe it is like the world just stopped. So I turned up to work one day, and in hindsight, it didn't just happen. There were so many things that brought me to that point. But yeah, at the time, the world stopped. I couldn't really form words, and I just felt like really like a fish out of water. And I was
Mm.
just about to go into a team meeting, and I remember just thinking, what? I don't even think I thought anything else, actually. I just remember being stuck in this professional space, not knowing what was going on with my head. And someone just happened to say, "Are you okay?" And at that point, I just broke. And yeah, that was my journey, really, starting with mental health. And it's only now that I look back that I think, bloody hell, like that. There was so many things in my childhood, so many things in my adolescence, actually, as well, that brought me to that point of just, yeah, breaking point.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think what you say about the world just stopping, that's really powerful. And I think it's a really powerful way of putting across how it feels actually.
Yeah, yeah, it was like that. Really random, and I think probably because I was working in mental health as well, I didn't expect it, and I didn't really. I don't know, like if there's many people out there that think the same, but you kind of just get through life. And it wasn't until I kind of realized what mental health was that I thought, oh, yeah, dear,
Yeah.
there's definitely some stuff going on for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a massive background in it. Might see this is where it gets intertwined. My professional life with mental health and my personal life with mental health is super intertwined.
Mm.
And because I was so young when I started work in mental health, and a lot of things happened, a lot of things from my past came into play, and a lot of reminders. And yeah, basically, I got help from that day. My boss asked what was wrong, and I sat with her and I went through some stuff, and she referred me to get some crisis support because obviously we didn't know what was going on. It was an absolute chaotic mess. My life felt like it had just stopped. Yeah, so then over the next it must have been about a decade, which is mad to say now. But yeah, over about 10 years I was bouncing between services. I was misdiagnosed with all sorts, with BPD, UPD, all of these different labels. They kept referring me to crisis teams, putting me on waiting lists, charging me because I'd miss appointments. Just chaos, complete chaos in that time of my life. But all whilst managing a 40-hour job and managing different projects for young people. And I think it was one of them things, like, it's not that I didn't care about getting better. I didn't really know I needed to get better.
Mm.
I didn't think things could get any better than that. And like I said, I was working with young people and they were facing things like domestic violence at home. They were young carers or they had parents in prison, and their lives just felt so much more urgent than mine, I think,
Mm.
which is kind of a godsend as well, looking back. I had such a focus and such a big reason to live. I think
Mm.
that kind of kept me going actually at that time. But yeah, and then basically full circle came. I wasn't going to talk about this too much, but um, it kind of closes that 10-year experience of mental health and not knowing who I am and all that kind of thing, like whilst working in mental health as well. And it wasn't until I was about 29, I think 28, 29, and COVID hit. And that was when I had a random phone call and they were like, we found your referral. And it was from the ADHD team, which one of my previous therapists did a referral. And yeah, they were basically like, so COVID's happened, we're doing all these things online. We'd love to, get your initial meeting set up and get it done. So at the time as well, I was going to say no, because I'd completely given up on mental health services or anything to do with that side of life. I just thought, get on with it, get your job done, carry on doing what you're doing. You're not that bad. But I was. Looking back, I was really bad. But yeah, at that point anyway, they said there and then, which they don't usually do actually, but they said go and get a GP because we're really certain this is going to go through and you need to be put on meds. So yeah, that was like my journey of finding out actually it's ADHD and a different brain and I'm neurodiverse. It's not that I'm lazy and I can't keep up in my job and there's something wrong with me. I was just different.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, it doesn't feel powerful, I don't think, when you talk about your own story, but hopefully someone out there can resonate and yeah, kind of have hope that even though it took 10 years and all of this horrible, especially mental health, like suicide is just no joke. The ideation around it and the feelings and the truly feeling alone with them feelings, genuinely, if anything, I hope it gives hope to people that, that's not the end. And there is a lot to live for when you get the right support and the right people, I guess.
All I can say is thank you. I just wondered, more recently, is it okay if you share one bad thing and one good thing that's happened in the last year?
Yes, of course. So when I was thinking about this, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many good, so many bad. But if I had to pick one, apart from my personal life and my family and illnesses and things that are going on there, probably the most defining moment in the last year that was bad, or at least had some negative impact. I am a big believer that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was particularly bad for my mental health. I was basically traveling Australia after years of working in mental health. I was burnt out and I just ran away, to be honest. I ran to Australia to travel for a couple of years and to just build another life. I just always thought there was something more out there. So anyway, I was going about my traveling and I was working for the company that I'm working for now. And they basically said, come to Greece, come and live for the year and you'll be working full time. And so I did. I moved all the way back to the UK from Australia, which was huge for me. There's a lot of trauma in the UK and things that just, yeah, steered me in a different direction. So I took the leap and I came back and literally I was just about to fly home, which I still had to fly home because I had my flight. Just about to fly home and found out they lost 100 million in funding. So yeah, that meant basically everything was up in the air. It was chaos at work. No one knew what was going on. No one knew if there was even going to be a job. Never mind me moving to Greece. So yeah, that's probably the most defining thing that's happened this year. Kind of threw my life up in the air.
Yeah, sounds it. Yeah, like when it's funny you say, I don't know how I feel about everything happens for a reason. I know a lot of people believe that, and I believe it sometimes, but then other times I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I shouldn't swear really, but
Do you know why I believe it? I think it's obviously I'm older as well than you, but life, even though there's some horrendous things that have happened in my life, but when I look
yeah.
back, genuinely, and this is probably to do with my faith as well, but when I do look back, I really do see why each thing happened or how each thing has made me into who I am now. And
Yeah.
I actually don't think I would be where I am now, helping others, if I
Yeah.
hadn't have had that trajectory in life and yeah, all of them horrible moments, even the things I deal with now in mental health, I genuinely think there's a purpose and there's a reason in my life that that's going to come through to help. If it's me that it helps or if it's someone else, either way, I think it happens for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm just reflecting on some of the stuff I'm going through right now, and I'm thinking it's like in the moment it feels a bit like why is this happening? But
Yeah,
then when you're out of it and you see it from the other side, it's a bit like, oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
see that now.
And to be honest, I completely get you. Like I do struggle some days and I don't, I struggle to say to myself, come on, this is happening for a reason. I get that completely. Like things do seem senseless at the time, especially
Mm,
when it's someone being horrible to someone else or
yeah.
it feels like more, on the evil side, say. That them things I struggle to be like, oh no, don't worry, it all happens for a reason.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I get that.
Yeah, thank you. So, leading on from that, what's one thing you wish everyone knew about mental health?
Ooh, that's a big one.
Mm,
Something that I want everyone to know. Probably, it's probably the title of your podcast, actually, that it really can happen to anyone.
yeah.
Even though there were so many things that happened that you'd think, well, that was an obvious course of direction for her to struggle with mental health. Even then, like growing up, I was one of the happiest kids, like one of the most hyperactive and, just have a laugh all the time, like messing around in school. And yeah, truly never thought I would be one that struggled with depression or anxiety or literally anything.
Mm,
And yeah, it just kind of happened out of nowhere. So I think the one thing I wish people knew is how to prepare,
yeah.
which I know obviously you can't prepare for everything, but I think those people, I feel sorry for those people that say, oh, mental health doesn't exist, because
Mm,
I think, gosh, you are probably going to be one of them people when you're older, when everything kind of hits the fan and comes to realization, you're probably going to be one of those that really do struggle.
yeah. Yeah.
But probably the other side to that is it's not always visible. It's not always dramatic. It can look like burnout and avoidance and, forgetfulness or trying to carry and juggle too many things. All of them things I feel like have led me to become more of a person that takes a step back and thinks, even just for a minute each day, that to take yourself out of your orbit and to try and help someone else because generally they probably are carrying something really heavy.
Mm.
So yeah, probably two takeaways there, but
It's so true though. Like, I just think most people that are walking around are not okay in my mind. That's
no,
what I tell myself. And I'm like, I
no, they're
just need
not.
to be kind to everyone.
Yeah,
Because I think you never know like, you could go shopping and you never know that the next person next to you might be falling apart inside. And
exactly.
this
Yeah,
is why I just like to smile at everyone and just like,
yeah,
be kind to everyone because you just
yeah.
never know.
And it sounds so cliche as well to say treat everyone how you'd like to be treated, but
Yeah.
truly that is something I live by now because you just don't know. You really don't. And if my experiences and my downfalls are anything to go by, I wouldn't wish any more on anyone else. I really wouldn't. So yeah, treating others how you'd like to be treated.
Definitely. So, what's one thing you wish you had learned in school that would have helped you in life?
One thing that I'd have learnt in school. I think the biggest thing that when I think about school and my journey,
Mm,
I was probably one of the naughtiest kids in school, which is quite funny as well for being a girl. But yeah, I used to get into a hell of a lot of trouble. And when I look back and when I look at me now and how much I enjoy when I'm engaged, when my brain's stimulated and I'm learning things, I
mm,
really wish back then that I would have known that school wasn't a chore, it wasn't something to throw away. It was
mm,
more something that could have, really shaped me and my life and my future. And I
mm,
think looking back, I wish someone had helped me see that learning could be personal, not kind of, you're just falling into this curriculum and you just kind of here every day because you need to be.
yeah.
So yeah, I wish someone had just sat me down and said that this is your chance to truly build something for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, school, some people really hate school and some people love school. And for me, it was a bit of an escape from home. And
Yeah,
I loved going to school and like learning about words and numbers
yeah,
and all that stuff. And I just used to love to read. And I think what you say is so true because it's like it can be personal and you can make it like as long as the teachers are good as obviously,
yeah.
but like, you can make it, you
Not
can
just
make
that,
it
but the
like
curriculum as well wasn't great.
yeah, 100%. The curriculum, I think, needs a bit of a rethink in the UK, but
Hmm.
the curriculum, as long as it's kind of a bit, I don't know the right word, but maybe flexible so that it can fit the young person rather than fit in the numbers sort of thing. Yeah, yeah, but school can be a really powerful place for young people, and I think
Yeah, it can.
when it's done right, it can, like you say, build futures. So
Yeah,
yeah,
literally set you up for life.
yeah, definitely. Can you describe a time when vulnerability became a strength for you?
This one's a hard one.
It is a hard one, but I got this one from Brené Brown. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah, I do like Brene Brown.
Yeah.
Can I describe a time of vulnerability became a strength? Probably more recently, actually.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I feel like even though I still struggle, I still have days where I genuinely just don't want to do anything. I
Yeah.
feel like my lived experience has still come full circle and feeling like I'm probably in the best place I've ever been to actually build something
Hmm.
and not just kind of flail around each job and not really know my direction.
Mm.
So I feel like everything that I've been through now and, recently in the past or in my childhood has led me now to being someone who can then share in them spaces, to help people that are very similar. So
Yeah.
probably talking more about neurodiverse here, like there was a time in work where in the last few weeks when I've gone back to full-time working more like an office setting,
Hmm.
it became really obvious that I am ADHD and that I do have dyslexia and these different struggles. And it kind of came full circle because I'd said to my manager that I'd love to do some kind of working group for neurodiverse within my work setting. So yeah, that kind of felt full circle where yes, I still struggle, but now I'm in a place that I know I could also help those that are maybe a little bit further behind to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would say that's probably how my vulnerability has become a strength. And this actually, you asking me to do a podcast and share some of my personal journey, that feels like a full circle moment.
Yeah, I just love doing these podcasts because I get to know people so much better, and like obviously I know you through like some mental health work, but like I
Yeah,
didn't know really about your journey, and it's like I just feel like I know you so much better, and it's just so
yeah.
lovely to have this conversation. Like obviously
Thank you.
it's a bit deep at times, but that's what I live for, is when like the genuine kind of like connection. And I
Yeah,
think life can get so lonely as well. So like having genuine connection can help
yeah,
so many things.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what's an issue close to your heart that you think needs more attention?
This is another big one, actually.
It is.
Probably my biggest annoyance, I would say, with the world is I don't understand. So it actually reminds me, I was speaking to my sister about this the other day and how I really don't understand, obviously, because I've grew up ADHD and autistic traits and all these things. Genuinely, I thought that's how everyone else was. I just thought that was the norm. So now I know it's not, and that there's this whole influx of people that are neurodiverse and completely different. How is our world built for neurotypical? I
Yeah.
genuinely, I don't understand it because even without diagnosis, surely those people existed and surely those people had a say in how things were, like for example, the curriculum, how
Yeah.
things were, how things like education was built. How did we not have a mix of neurotypical and neurodiverse building them things from, from the get-go? So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say my biggest annoyance is the fact that I'm navigating this world and so many other people are with kind of no clue because it's all built for neurotypical.
Yeah, it's so true. I've never thought of it that way before, but yeah, it's so
Quite
true.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Getting the cogs in my brain thinking. I'm thinking
To
a
be
lot.
honest, that if conversations don't get your brain doing that, I don't really want to know.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
true.
conversations that are deeper and think deeper and yeah, stimulate you.
Yeah, so true. So yeah, my next question is, if your younger self could see you now, what do you think they'd say?
This one's funny because if you could see my younger self, we'd both be sat laughing.
Okay.
I think I think she would truly be stunned, honestly, from being a loud, scruffy Scouse kid
Yeah.
that was being kind of moved around in different schools, like completely different to everyone else.
Mm,
Which now I look at as a strength, but back then I did not.
mm.
Yeah, if she could see me now, that type of kid back then, I think, yeah, I don't think she'd have any words to say. I think she'd probably look me up and down and think, what are you doing?
Love that. There's a quote that I see sometimes, and it reminded me of you just now, and it I think it goes, as an adult, you've become the person that would have helped you as a kid, and that's your
Yes,
biggest superpower. And
that's
that
how I
reminded me
feel.
of you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's such a succinct quote actually for me right now is yeah, actually, I do think I've become one of those people that I needed when I was younger.
Yeah.
I needed someone to just kind of, not chaotically approach the situation. I needed someone to just come in and say, look, yes, you've got these things going on. You've got all that. You've been through this. The world's crap. But here you go. Like, there's tools here you can use. There's things you can do. There is
Yeah.
a space for you in this world. And there is, some purpose and impact that you can have. So, yeah. Yeah, I think she'd be super stunned.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
So, if you could write a letter to anyone that might be struggling right now, what would you say?
I suppose it'd really depend what they're struggling with, but I
Yeah.
think it'd be along the lines of you're not alone, and I know it feels like you're probably the only one who can't keep up, the only, like, everyone else has got it figured out, and somehow you're broken and failing or weird, but you're not.
Mm.
And I think one of the biggest things I've always felt and been told is that I'm either too much, too sensitive, or, too disorganized or too slow or not listening enough. And I think navigating that world, a world that wasn't built for our brains, or the story we had in mind, it's not our fault. You're allowed to rest and things like that. I think I'd probably say something like you should ask for help. You're allowed to ask for help, and you're allowed not to have a plan yet.
Yeah, so true. So true. Thank you so much.
No.
I think anyone listening will be really like, I know it's like so cringy and cliche, so that's so inspiring, but it's like, I think, I think anyone listening will, like you say, like you said earlier, will find hope in what you've said, especially
Hopefully.
throughout listening to
Yeah.
your journey and knowing that it comes from like a really genuine place as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So coming towards the end of our recording now, what's one thing that could happen to anyone?
Probably similar to what I said before. I think mental
Yeah.
health breaking, like, no, do you know what the thing that is resounding more in my brain at the minute is loss. I
Mm,
feel like there is so much loss in this world.
yeah.
Absolutely any human isn't going to be, what's the word, isn't going to be sheltered from that. We all have loss, whether it's losing a human, a pet, a job, just anything. I think loss is something that will get everyone eventually.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Do you have a favorite quote, lyric, or poem that inspires you that you could share with us today?
Yes, I actually do. So this one came to me in a time that I needed it. I'd lost everything, like
Mm,
literally everything, my job, my life, my relationship. And I heard it on a podcast and it completely changed my way of thinking.
mhm.
So it's from, I think it's either the President Roosevelt. Is it Roosevelt?
I think it's
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt or something.
Yes, I think it came from him or his wife or sister, Eleanor.
Yeah.
It basically is comparison is the thief of joy. Um, yeah, comparison is the thief of joy. So basically, going around life comparing to others is just going to completely wipe your positive mental health out.
Yeah.
That's something I've took on along the way, and it's really resonated with me.
That's amazing. It's so true as well because when especially now there's social media, because I can't believe I'm saying this, but I when I was born there was no social media. So
Yeah,
I'm old, I'm older
it's
than
weird to
Facebook, I
think,
think.
isn't it?
Um but I shouldn't really admit that, but fuck it. That's just war as well. But yeah, when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11, there wasn't really any social media, or at least it wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah,
So like I didn't have that where I compared myself, and I remember like just playing outside and like, playing football with the neighbors, and that was just amazing. And I think nowadays a lot of people don't get that as much. So I think I'm blessed to have had that opportunity to like not compare myself as much. And if there is one thing, I guess one thing I would say to anyone listening, not just young people, but young, old, middle aged, whatever, is I'll just echo what you said because it's really powerful. So yeah, I guess to kind of wrap up this episode, what I'm taking away from our conversation today is that there is hope. The first thing, this conversation has given me hope, and it's inspired me that, like you say, it's okay to reach out for help, because I've been going through a really dark time, And this conversation has reminded me that, I'm not alone. There are other people that struggle and that it can get better. So that's really helpful to me, and I'm sure it'll be really helpful to other people as well. And also,
Yeah.
like you say, because I have my faith as well, and it's not something I talk about too much, but I think just hearing like the subtle kind of like thing that you said where it was like everything happens for a reason,
Yeah.
it's like just maybe, like what I'm going through right now is gonna serve a bigger purpose in the future. So that's what I'm taking away today, and I guess I'm curious to know what you're taking away.
Probably a lot, actually. I think it's been, thank you actually for inviting me to do this because I don't spend an awful lot of time thinking about how and where I've come from.
Yeah.
I do get caught up in the now and the present and the future, not so much the past and
Mm.
where I have actually come from and the achievements. And despite all of them things happening, I've still kind of made it into a roundabout okay adult and someone that does have a positive impact on the world. So yeah, I think I'll take that away of looking back sometimes, not always forward, just to, remind myself where I've come from. And the same as you, like who I can help as well. Like,
Yeah,
yes, I still struggle in things, but I've got a lot to offer in terms of being there for people and understanding as well.
definitely. 100%. Thank you. And I
Thank you.
guess just to complete, like, this is the last like bit. I said that a couple of times, but yeah. What's one thing you're looking forward to?
One thing I'm looking forward to. Oh, I don't know. Probably a lot. I would say I'm really looking forward to seeing where my business goes. So
Yeah.
I'm running a company at the minute and I'm really trying to change the culture in a lot of mental health spaces around youth participation and lived experience. And
Hmm.
yeah, I'm quite excited because I've only just this year kind of looked at myself as a lived experience expert.
Mm.
I've never actually looked back and thought you've got something to give, to impact now on
Mm.
services and so on. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing where Mighty Brain goes and what we can do with it. But yeah, it's Mighty Brain and it's a network for 13 to 30. And that main network is looking at how we can make positive impact around the world, but also just being there for each other and creating a community-like feel. So if you are 13 to 30 and you'd love to reach out and either make some impact or just meet some like-minded people, then you'd be more than welcome to join.
Yes, definitely. It's an amazing space, and I really do recommend it as someone that's part of it. So,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Hannah. And yeah, I never know how to close these things, so I'm just gonna kind of like close it. But yeah, thank you for listening, everyone, and yeah, see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.